Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to today's show, SJ Nation Live, the SJ Nation Live podcast on Apple, iTunes, Spotify, TuneIn, Audible, Amazon Music, and any and everywhere you get your podcast. Just Google SJ Nation Live podcast, and you'll see us. We'll pop up. We're all over the place, uploading content daily. Recently, I just had a conversation with someone who partakes of our services. And to be completely honest, they over the years, have spent in excess of, say, 25, 30,000 with us, all right? And I said to them simply this, and you know, if you'd have been an investor in this company, a lot of the things that you pay for, the little small things, these things are investor perks. So you would have significantly paid less had you just invested in the company. And the person said to me, well, first, I don't invest in anything I don't understand. That's the first thing. And the second thing the person said to me, I believe everyone should pull themselves up by their bootstraps. And I said, okay, I respectfully disagree. All right. So let me address each one of these points. I said to them, do you truly 100% understand all of the intricacies of what it takes for us to deliver our service to you? And he goes, no, not really. I just know that this is the service I want and this is the service I pay for. And I'm saying, exactly. That's exactly the point. But here is the biggest thing that I really wanted to stress to this person. And I wanted to address the topic today with you. And that topic is pulling yourself up by your bootstraps. Now, the first thing I said to this person, well, they went on and on about, why they couldn't invest in our company. And I said, firstly, I'm not asking you for any money. But more importantly, I wanted to address the topic of pulling yourself up by your bootstraps. So let's just address this whole topic about pulling yourself up by your own bootstraps. First and foremost, I think we need to establish a few things. Now, this is exactly what I was saying to this person, right? I said, firstly, a hand up is not a handout. I mean, do you really understand what I'm saying? A hand up is not a handout. It's kind of like if you've ever seen that art where the guy is leaning over and he's reaching down, right? And he's pulling his brother up. He's pulling the other guy up. A hand up is not a handout. So that's the first thing that we should establish. And the second thing that we should establish is name one successful person that did not get some hand up. In other words, some kind of advantage in order to become that successful person. With that context, listen to this. How does the stockbroker or the hedge fund manager, how does the stockbroker or the hedge fund manager that trades your retirement, that invests the money from your retirement into the market, into securities, into various stocks, various portfolios, how do they make their money? They make their money by leveraging your money. How do private equity firms work? They leverage investment from sovereignty funds, from municipalities, from private investors, angel investors. They invest money into companies, and hopefully they can get paid once they pay the investors back. Get money from that. In other words, they are OPM. Right now, if you are an individual business owner, right? How did you get started? Did you get started from maybe, some funds or a loan from friends and family, or did you save up your money and then you invested it into the business? But at some point, you had to get credit from maybe a supplier, a distributor, or whatever. Do you see any of that as a handout, especially if you have to pay it back, say, with interest, right? OPM, OPM, other people's money, leveraging other people's resources is how many people get rich, right? And so to completely be transparent, this person that I was having this conversation with is very, very close to me, right? And I knew they were kind of thinking that I was going to ask them for some money, because I said to them, I said, hey, look, technically you've more than spent all of this money that had you just invested this small amount of money, you would get a lot of these services for free because it's part of our investors perk package, right? A lot of technical stuff. And so explaining to them that a hand up is not a handout simply translates into, people pulling themselves up by their own bootstraps does not necessarily mean that they're not getting a hand up or some help from someone else, as in all of the examples of pretty much every business person that right? I know, and I'm not trying to make this show political, but I know a lot of people, basically, I would see it on the news when they would say, hey, look, Donald Trump only has what Donald Trump has because his dad lent him or gave him $200 or $400 million. And I say, so what, right? Like, for example, a lot of people don't know this. The father-in-law of Sam Walton, right? The originator of Walmart and Sam's Club, his father-in-law invested $25,000 into his business initially when he was buying his first store, right? Not only did his father-in-law do that, but his father-in-law came back and extended his lease. I can't remember, how many years, but extended his lease so Sam Walton would have enough time to really make his idea work, right? So I am simply saying to you, all right, I think that, pulling yourself up by your bootstraps, when someone says that to you, it's complete bullshit, especially if they've gotten some advantage, right? Some advantage from whatever in order to get into the position that they got in, whether it was getting money from some family member, or whether some investor gave them money, or whether or not they just got a break because they got a job, because someone liked them. In other words, they gave them, they gave them a hand up, right? And so the thing about the hand up thing, right, is that just because someone gives you a hand up doesn't mean that if you borrowed money, which is a hand up, OPM, that you don't have to pay that money back with interest. You still have to perform. So a handout and a hand up are completely different, right? And so people, let me say this. Recently, I read a book, How to Own Your Own Mind. And it's by Napoleon Hill, the same writer that wrote Think and Grow Rich, Outwitting the Devil, who actually wrote about The Secret too, the law of attraction, that is, right? In the book, How to Own Your Own Mind, he literally goes through the success formula to how to become a success through interviews with Andrew Carnegie, right? Telling you how you should think, how you should move, right? And so I'm saying to you that by Napoleon Hill being selected by Andrew Carnegie to write the personal philosophy of success, which later became Think and Grow Rich, he personally made introductions to some of the biggest industrialists at the time, right? So was that a handout or a hand up that was given to Napoleon Hill? No, it was definitely not a handout. It was a hand up because Napoleon Hill still had to deliver on writing the success philosophy, So to finish this conversation about my friend, I said to him, I said, look, we've already established that, you're from a different generation than I am. You're older than I am. When I decided to become an entrepreneur, as opposed to, staying on someone's job, you didn't like that. You said to me, hey man, I think that you're making a huge mistake. You can work for this company and you can retire. And I said to him, I think there is a bigger risk in working for someone hoping to retire, and, you can get fired at any time, right? And so through later conversation, they said that's why the person basically told me that's why they never invested in my company, because they are a company man. That's exactly what they said to me. And they believe that, investing in something like what I had going on really would be a handout, because they didn't believe that they could get their money back. And so it was not a hand up to them. And I said to them simply this: well, the person that you work for is an entrepreneur. Well, the company that you worked for came about through some entrepreneur that just came and grew this insurance company beyond belief, right? And sure, you were able to retire with a nice, severance and nice retirement and all of that. But at the end of the day, that person, as from prior conversations, that person hired you because they liked you and they thought you should have a break. Were they giving you a handout? No, they were giving you a hand up because you had to perform, right? So when it comes to pulling yourself up by your bootstraps, here's the final skinny on this, all right? There is no such thing as pulling yourself up by your own bootstraps, right? Meaning you don't need anyone's help. You can be self-reliant, but damn it, it takes a team. In order for it to be successful, like I'll take you back to the book, How to Control Your Own Mind. Andrew Carnegie said, the only way that you can reach the higher levels of success is you have to bring people along with you. And those people you bring along with you are the people that help you make your money and the people that help you keep your money. And that includes people who have invested in you and the people who will later invest in you, invest in your ideas, invest in your mission, invest in your business, invest in your vision, right? So just know this, and I'll leave you with this. A handout and a hand up are two completely separate different things. If you get a hand up, you still have to perform, right? Whether that hand up came in the form of some financial, money, or some kind of opportunity, you still have to perform. That is your duty. That's what you owe to the person that either invested in you or the person that even gave you the opportunity. So, pulling yourself up by your own bootstraps, doing it on your own, is a myth. It is a freaking myth. You cannot get to success without the help from others. And you definitely cannot stay successful without the help of others. You got to bring people along. So that was my conversation with my guy, which incidentally, he turned around and ended up spending about another $1,000 with us, which was hilarious because he actually thought I was asking him to invest in our company, and I really was not, right? So, you need our services. Even if you don't understand exactly what we do, just know that we're actually giving you a hand up by helping you maintain what it is you're trying to do by providing you with our services. So I hope this makes sense. A handout versus a hand up, and know that smart people leverage the resources of others. But those people that are smart, whether you're a local real estate investor, whether you're a real estate agent, whether you are a local business owner, you still have to perform. Thank you for checking out this episode of SJ Nation, the SJ Nation Live podcast. Of course, I am your host, AJ, and be sure to follow, like, and subscribe. Hit that subscribe button right now if you're checking us out on YouTube. Follow us if you're on Facebook and on Twitter. We are basically live streaming everywhere, and we can't wait to bring you more content as we do on Apple iTunes, Spotify, TuneIn, Audible, Amazon Music, and be sure to share this content. Handout versus hand up, pulling yourself up by your own bootstraps, not without help. Remember, as I shared with you before I go, Andrew Carnegie said that if you want to be successful, to reach the heights of success, then you have to bring people along with you. The people that help you in your endeavors and the people that you owe the debt to.